Hi guys, today I wanted to talk about some of the books that I recommend. So yeah, my name is Katie and I'm going to be talking about books. Also, I really think this is cringy, so yeah. So the first one I would recommend personally would be Daisy Jones and the Six. I definitely recommend reading this before I think it's a show comes out. I'm really excited for that, so yeah. But yeah, this book is actually so good. It's actually, I definitely mostly recommend it if you do like the sort of band type of thing. Like, it's good for if you're really into music and want to start reading. I would say it's kind of like a biography sort of thing in a way, because it's about the band and Daisy Jones and how they got through in the musical side of things. And yeah, it's written quite nicely, like it's like a script, so I really like that. It was very easy to read, which is good for if you're just starting out reading. The next one that I would recommend is 16 Souls. I've got the sprayed edges and wait it's signed by the author. It's actually backwards on this, but it's signed by the author, which is absolutely amazing. I got this in Waterstones Piccadilly. It was my first time going there and I chose this book to buy, and oh my god, I absolutely love this book. It's got such great representation in it, like trans, like just like gay vibes, you know. I absolutely loved this. It was like the most amazing thing to read. Definitely read it in like October because it has those spooky vibes, you know. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one, which is good. The next one that I'd recommend is the Essex Serpent. Totally didn't buy this just because Tom Hiddleston is in the cover, you know. But yeah, I watched the series first on Apple TV just because I like Tom Hiddleston and I know the lady as well, I forgot her name. But yeah, and I absolutely loved the show, and then I figured out that it was a book and I was like immediately just wanted to read it as well, and I loved it. It was amazing. But yeah, it's basically just about this lady who just her husband had just died, and she goes and finds out about the serpent that's apparently in Essex, and she goes to figure that out, and she meets people along the way, and it's just, oh my god, it's just amazing. I love it. The next book that I would recommend is My Policeman, and I did only watch, actually no, I read it first when I figured out that the film was coming out soon, so I read it just before it came out as a film on Prime, and oh my god, I actually love this book. I definitely like it more than the film, but the book's always better than the films anyways, aren't they? I love how they explain how it was in the 50s. Oh my god, I thought it was the 70s. The 50s, and how gay people, like, you know, dealt with everything, and how, because in the 50s it was still illegal to be gay as such, I think, yeah. And it shows how it was literally illegal to be gay, so it shows how this policeman got through it with being a policeman and how he dealt with that lifestyle. I don't think he did it in the right way, but it was still a really good book to see how people dealt with it back then. It's amazing. Yeah, so this is a bit, you know, but I absolutely loved How to Kill Your Family. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell you what it's about now, but I absolutely loved it because I have some weird memory where I can't remember what the books were about when I've read them, but I can tell you that this was really good and it was so funny, even though it's about literally someone killing her family, but I really liked it. So I definitely really recommend this book. And I also saw that thing with, you know, the spare thing with Prince Harry, and how the Waterstones had like done their, I think it was Waterstones, had done their like window thingy where it had like spare diagonally and then it had How to Kill Your Family next to all of it. It's just amazing. It's like so funny. I could never be that creative, to be honest. Next one I read actually recently is 5 Survive. I had to get it in the hardcover, of course, because it's only just come out, which I don't really specifically like hardcovers, but I think it was good for like, oh, I got it when it came out sort of thing. So I really liked this. The suspense was killing me. Oh my god, it was just amazing. I really like her other books as well. I think it's there, you can see it behind me. I love her other books. I accidentally read them backwards, but it still made sense and I love them. I recommend those as well, but I think most people talk about it on Book Talk anyways, but who knows. Yeah, I really like this. I think it's a young adult as well. It's perfect for if you like this sort of thing. It's just such an easy read, and it only took me a few days, which was really good. And yeah, it was just so fun. Not really fun, but probably traumatizing. I loved it though, so definitely recommend that one. The next one is Ziggy Stardust and Me. I recommend this so much if you love David Bowie like I do. If you love Wolfstar, oh, these are literally them, but obviously if they weren't wizards, if you get what I mean. So I really recommend this book. It's, oh my god, it's amazing. It's just so good, and it's again a great representation for how they dealt with gay people as such in back then as well, and how they obviously it's this boy's he's the main. Actually, I think they switch sometimes, but it's mostly him, and they show like how he's thinking and how he thinks it's wrong to be feeling that way, and how, you know, how wrong he thinks it is when it really wasn't, and how he accepted himself in the end, and how amazing the ending was. And I'm still like, it's not to be like a spoiler, but it's a cliffhanger, kind of, but not. I really would love to have a second book, but I doubt there would ever be a second one, because yeah, but it's so good. I definitely recommend it for anyone who likes Harry Potter and is into the I was about to say all the young dudes then, but that's like, you know, but yeah, I really recommend this book if you're into like Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and yeah, I really recommend this book. Okay, next I definitely recommend the Shatter Me series. It was just like an amazing easy read. Like, I had only read the first one like a few months before, and then I couldn't get the rest of the books till a while afterwards, and then so I had to reread the first and I think the second one, and I just love it so much. Like, wow, I still need to get the other ones because there's more than this. I think there's one more to like the main books, and then there's the little ones, but I'm not sure if I can be bothered to read those ones because I'm lazy. So yeah, these books I definitely recommend. It's about this girl, I think her name's Juliet. I read this so long ago, oh my god. And I have memory loss, as I said before. It's about a girl called Juliet who, when she touches things, they just, I think it's they burn, like they die. Well, they don't always die because, yeah. But it's really interesting how, like what she goes through and how she deals and copes with everything. And oh my god, it's just amazing. I love this series. So yeah, I would recommend this to anyone who likes that sort of action and stuff. So yeah, so many feelings went through those. Like, I'd only read the first two, so I didn't know about, you know, if you've read the books you get what I mean. I didn't expect that to happen, so I really recommend reading those. Also, I haven't I'm not going to take them down off my bookcase because that just takes forever and I'm lazy, but here, the Heartstopper books, I recommend those to anyone who's starting out reading. Like, even though they're young adults, I recommend them to anyone of all ages, because everyone needs to be educated on all this stuff. Like with LGBTQ plus people, like, you need to know what's going on and how young people like me are going through all this stuff, and the representation is amazing. There's gay, even straight, lesbian, asexual and all that stuff. It's amazing. So I really recommend, even like, I'd start off with the comics obviously, because then you can see how my brain's gone blank. Charlie and Nick, especially Nick, and how he goes through like accepting who he is and how he figures it out, and how lovely the people that he's surrounded by, except from his friend, the rugby people, but how he learns to accept himself, and how he has Charlie through the whole way, and what Charlie goes through, and how he has like the amazing like Friends as well, like wow. So I really recommend reading those because they're amazing. Like the show too, like you can watch that even if you aren't ready to read anything yet. You should definitely watch the show and then read the books because the new season comes out this year. I'm very excited. I can't wait for them to at least release the date for it, you know. Yeah, I definitely recommend reading those because it's just amazing. The community to be a part of is amazing. So yeah, and the actors are so nice. Alice Oseman, she made it all, you know, she's amazing. Yeah, I definitely recommend all of those books. They're so good and they're very easy to read, very simple. So yeah, and I always find that comics are easier to read because they've got pictures and more self-explanatory and stuff. So yeah, I definitely recommend them. I've said recommend so many times, I'm actually like, you know. Yeah, those are amazing. They definitely changed everything for me. Oh, and I do recommend, it's a bit random, but the Shadow and Bone series, or the trilogy, what do they call it? So the Shadow and Bone trilogy, the Six of Crows duology, and then the, what's it called? King of Scars duology, and then the comic that came out before. I just wanted to get the author's new book that's come out, but it's still a hardback and I can't, it's so expensive. So I recommend those, and I definitely didn't watch the show. I think I watched the, when the show first came out, I watched it. Yeah, and then it got me to read them, which I blame Ben Barnes because I'm a fan of Harry Potter, and then I used to like Sirius Black, who he is the fan cast of. So then I watched it because of him, because I want to see all these new things that he's going to be in, and then now I'm obsessed with Shadow and Bone as well. And yeah, so that's amazing. I really like that that series there, especially the books. I'm so excited to see what they do next for the show, because the season 2 for that as well is coming out this year at some point. I think it's in March, so at least I have a release date for that one. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be amazing. That's it for now. I might do another one of these if this one goes well, if you get what I mean. I feel like I might not even end up posting this, but if I do, you know, hello. So yeah, I might see you soon, might not. Bye.